It's a normal Tuesday. You're at a gas station, pickup trucks, SUVs, new sedans, shiny paint, big screens inside. People swipe their cards, fill the tank, grab a coffee, act normal. But here's the thing I keep noticing. These cars look expensive, really expensive. Yet the people driving them look stressed. I see it at Walmart. I see it at Target. I see it in traffic every morning. Nice car, tired face. And my brain keeps asking the same question. How are so many people paying for these cars and still broke? Because the math doesn't feel right. Rent is up, groceries are up, gas is up. But somehow everyone has a $50,000 car. That's where this gets weird. Most people think the problem is the price of the car, or bad luck, or low pay. But that's not it. There's a trap here, a quiet one, and almost nobody talks about it. By the way, I'm Mike. I'm not a finance guy. I'm just a regular guy who pays attention. And once you see this trap, you can't unsee it. Quick thing. If you've ever wondered why money feels tight even when you make decent money, stick around, because the real question is simple. Where does your money actually go every month? And why does the car get there first? Here's what makes this tricky. This isn't rare. This isn't some people. This is everywhere. Drive through any average neighborhood. Nothing fancy. Regular homes, regular jobs. But the driveways, new cars, big cars, long trucks, leases, fresh plates. And most people think, wow, they must be doing well. But let's slow that down. The average car payment in the U.S. is now around $700 a month. Some people pay $800. Some pay over $1,000. That's not luxury anymore. That's normal. Now add insurance, another $150, maybe $200 a month. Gas, easy $200 if you commute. So without repairs, without surprises, that car can quietly eat $1,000 plus every single month. Think about that. Not once, not sometimes, every month, like rent. And here's the scary part. Most people didn't plan it this way. They didn't sit down and say, yeah, I want my car to own my paycheck. It just happened. A longer loan, a smaller monthly payment, a nicer trim, and boom, 5, 6, 7 years locked in. That's why this feels invisible, because everyone around you is doing it too. When something becomes normal, nobody questions it, but the question still hangs there. If this is so normal, why does everyone still feel broke? Most people think they know the answer. They'll say things like, I need a reliable car. Cars are just expensive now. I didn't have a choice. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the part that nobody likes to hear. The problem isn't the car, and it's not your job. It's not inflation alone. It's not even interest rates. If those were the real problem, people with higher paychecks would be fine, but they're not. I've seen people making $40,000 a year struggle. I've seen people making $90,000 a year struggle, different incomes, same stress. That's the clue. If the pain stays the same when the income changes, then income isn't the real issue. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The trap isn't about transportation. It's about how the decision is framed. Nobody asks, can I afford this car? Now they ask, can I afford the monthly payment? That one question changes everything because a $400 payment sounds safe. $500 feels manageable, $650 feels like a stretch, but okay, but nobody feels the total weight. 7 years, 84 payments, money promised to the future. It's like signing up for a gym, but you pay every month whether you go or not. At first, it feels fine. Later, it feels heavy, and by the time you notice, you're already locked in. So the real question shifts. It's not, is this a good car? It's this. What does this payment quietly stop you from doing every month? Now let's talk about the system, not people, not mistakes, the system, because no one wakes up wanting to mess up their finances. Here's how it actually works. You walk into a dealership, smells like new leather, bright lights, free coffee. They don't start with the price. They start with one question. What monthly payment are you comfortable with? That question is the hook, because once you answer it, everything else can be adjusted around it. Longer loan, smaller down payment, extra features rolled in, the number on the window stops mattering, only the monthly number stays. And the system is very good at this. They stretch the loan to 72 months, sometimes 84 months, 7 years. That's almost a decade of your future paychecks already spoken for. Then comes the second layer. Insurance goes up because the car is newer. Repairs cost more because it's packed with tech. Tires are bigger, parts are pricier. None of this shows up in the sales office. And here's the smartest move the system makes. It mixes need with identity. You don't just buy a car, you buy a feeling, responsible, successful, put together. The car becomes proof that you're doing okay. And once your identity is tied to it, questioning the payment feels like questioning yourself. That's the trap, not stupidity, not weakness. Design a system that turns a simple ride to work into a long-term financial anchor.
This is where it hits real life. Not theory, not numbers on paper, your month. Picture a normal paycheck. Money comes in, you feel okay, for about a day. Then the bills start lining up. Rent or mortgage, utilities, phone bill, and sitting right there every single month is the car payment. Before groceries, before savings, before fun. It doesn't care how your month went. Bad week at work? Still do. Kid gets sick? Still do. Hours get cut? Still do. That's when people start juggling. Credit card for groceries, delay the electric bill. Next month I'll save, but next month looks the same. Here's a scene I've seen 100 times. Someone skips a night out. Not because they want to, because the payment is coming. They say no to a small trip. They stress at the DMV over renewal fees. They flinch when the check engine light comes on. All because one decision claimed a piece of every future month. And the worst part? The car is losing value the whole time. You're paying full price for something that's shrinking. It's like pouring water into a bucket with a slow leak. You don't notice it first, then you can't unsee it. That's why the stress feels constant. It's not one big problem. It's 100 small no's.
This is the part people almost never talk about, because it's not about math anymore. It's about how people see themselves. In the US, your car is a shortcut. People don't ask what you save. They don't ask what you invest. They see your car. You pull into work. You pull into school pickup. You pull into a family barbecue. And before you say a word, the car already spoke for you. It said, he's doing okay. She's moving up. They're not struggling. That pressure doesn't come from ads only. It comes from silence. Nobody says it out loud, but everyone feels it. Here's a real moment. You're at a red light. A newer model pulls up next to you. Bigger screen, cleaner interior, and for half a second, your brain whispers, "Am I falling behind?" That whisper is expensive, because now the car isn't transport. It's protection. Protection from embarrassment. Protection from feeling small. Protection from judgment that may not even be real. That's why this trap sticks. The payment becomes emotional armor. Here's another scene. You hate your job, but the payment is due on the 1st, so you stay quiet. You stay late. You don't rock the boat. Not because you're weak, because your future is already booked. That's what a long car payment really does. It lowers your tolerance for uncertainty. It shrinks your courage. And slowly, without noticing, you start making safe choices. Not better choices, safer ones. Remember the jacket metaphor? Let's go deeper. After a while, you forget the jacket is there. You don't say, "This payment is heavy." You say, "Life is hard. Everything is stressful. I can't get ahead." But the weight has a name. And once you name it, it loses power. Because the problem was never your motivation. It was the invisible weight you were carrying every month.
So here's where everything comes together. This video was never telling you what to buy or what not to buy. It was about seeing clearly. Most people think freedom comes from making more money. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Because if your money already has a job before you even get it, then a raise just disappears faster. That's why this trap feels so frustrating. You're working, you're trying, you're not lazy, but every month starts with a chunk already missing. Here's a simple way to think about it. Every paycheck is like a table. You set things on it. Rent, food, bills. When the car takes up half the table, everything else gets pushed to the edge. Savings fall first, peace falls next, and nobody warns you this can happen with something that looks so normal. This isn't about driving an old car. It's not about impressing nobody. It's about space. Space to breathe, space to say no, space to make a move without panicking. Once you see that, You stop asking what car can I afford more? You start asking, what kind of month do I want to live in? And that question changes everything. Some people will ignore this. That's fine, but you won't unsee it now. Next time you hear a number per month, your brain will do something different. It'll zoom out. It'll ask what that number quietly steals from your future. I'm Mike. I'm not better than anyone else. I've made normal choices, some good, some expensive. I just learned to notice patterns. And if you remember one thing from this video, make it this. A car payment doesn't just move you through the city. It decides how much room you have to move in your life.